Hey guys, it's Candy and welcome back to Candyland. So, I feel like it's really echoey in here, or maybe I'm just talking too loud, I don't know which. So I'm trying to find like different places to film. I feel like when you do these sit down videos, it's like kind of like the same thing over and over, and I end up filming so many of them in my office because I can shut the door. And I was like, well, I'll come out here in my living room. And now this isn't even really a very great backdrop. What are you guys looking at? The walls. However, outside it's rainy and dreary out today, so there's nothing to look at out there either. Maybe I should turn this way. Here, let's try this. There we go. That's a little bit prettier to look at, I guess, right? So every time I make notes in my phone of things that I want to talk with you guys about, it ends up being these little sit down videos. I hope you guys like them. This is the whole reason why I started my channel. I just obviously love talking, and I had thought of making this video a while ago, and when I brought it up, a lot of you guys said yes, make sure you make that video, you were interested in it. And I just want to get feedback from you guys though. Don't be afraid to comment down below what kind of videos you want to see from me, if you have any things you want me to talk about. And I know my last recipe video that I posted, so many of you guys were like, post more recipes, so I promise I have more of those coming. And I hope you guys have been enjoying my podcast, or our podcast, I should say, that I have here on my channel. I just got done filming our latest episode that'll be up next week with Andrew. He talks all about college, so if you guys are high school aged especially, I think you'll be interested. Or even if you're college aged, if you'd like to see how Andrew's college experience went and his thoughts and opinions on all of that. And even if you're older and you just like to hear Andrew talk, because he's such a smart, I call him kid because he's my kid, but he's 22 years old, so he's an adult for sure, but he's just a fun, smart, intelligent kid, and he really enjoyed doing the podcast. So I hope you guys write in as well to share any podcast topics you'd like Andrew to be a future guest on as well. So stay tuned for that. You can write me at Candy@OurFamilyNest if you don't want to leave a comment down below. Whatever you guys are comfortable with, I just definitely want to get feedback from you guys. So let's get started with today's video. So today I want to talk to you guys about, originally I want to say it's like the worst mistakes I've made in my life, but I don't really like the word mistakes. I feel like, I don't know, are there really mistakes in life? I mean, anything that we do in life, we learn from those mistakes, and without those mistakes, we wouldn't probably be where we are today. So I hate using the word mistake. However, I guess, I don't know, what else could you call it? Hardest moments in my life, regrets, things maybe I regret. So it's a little mixture of things I regret, things I'm not very happy about, but they made me who I am today, and I just wanted to share those moments with you guys. So one thing you guys probably already know, or at least I made another video on my channel about this, is my regret of not finishing college. Now, I think about this one a lot because this is definitely one where if I would have finished college, things in my life could have taken a totally different direction. Who knows what my career would have been down the road. My guess would be you probably wouldn't be listening to me right now, because would have I ended up on YouTube if I would have got my nursing degree? I don't know. Like, everything kind of ricochets off each other. So you wonder, like, if I would have finished college, would have this still happened? Would that still happen? Maybe I'd be married to some like rich anesthesiologist right now. Who knows? So looking at it from a more narrow perspective though, I still wish I would have finished college. And I told you guys the story of all that in my other videos, so I won't get too in depth with it. But basically I went through 3.5 years of college. I was halfway through my nursing clinicals, and I failed my last class, like the not the clinical part of it, like the hands-on taking care of the patients. I got an A, but the like test taking part, we were in the semester learning about oncology, and I failed my final exam, so I would have had to retake that whole semester of classes. and I didn't, well, actually I did sign up, but then I changed my mind and I dropped out of college and I just started working in physician offices instead. And it's just something that I wish I would have finished college, even if I wasn't using the degree today, even if I would still be in the same spot right at this very moment. I just think that it's something that I wish I would have finished. And I know when I talked about this in a previous video, some of you guys were like, oh, you should go back to school and get your degree. And I don't really have a strong sense of like, I want to be in school right now, although I think I would probably be a great student because I am eager to learn, but I don't even know what I would go to college for. It definitely wouldn't be nursing. I don't feel like I would want to go to like business school, which would be the one thing that would maybe help me with my current career. So I don't know. I feel like if I would go back, it would be for something like psychology or something like completely unrelated to my real life. So it would only be kind of like going back to school just to learn and educate myself. I don't really feel like I would probably use the degree. Plus, by the time I got done with school, like let's say I was going to be like a psychiatrist. Can you really start a career as a psychiatrist at 50, 60, 50 some years old? I was gonna say 60, it wouldn't take me that long to finish school, but you know what I mean? So at this point, that chapter of my life is closed, but it's still something that like, I just wish I would have got my degree. Backing up even further than that, I regret, I'm not gonna say this is a mistake, but I regret getting married so young. So Andrew's dad and I got married in 1994. I was born in 1972. So if you do the math, in May of 1994, I was only 21 years old. And then I turned 22 a few months later. I just feel like that's really young, especially in today's day and age, to get married. However, I think of like if Andrew, he had a girl that he dated in like a year and a half in high school. I want to say maybe sophomore and junior year. And I think of in my mind, if they would have stayed together this whole entire time through high school, through college, if he came to me and said, her and I are getting married, I would be thrilled for him. I would be happy. Like that's a lot of years to spend with someone. And either it's kind of like, get married, start your future together now that you're done with college, or not. So when I look at it that way, it doesn't sound so bad. But then if I think of like, if he just met someone like a year or two ago and wanted to get married at 21 years old, I feel like it's just way too young. So in my case, it was. I mean, we dated since high school. Later on down the road when we talked about like why we were getting divorced and all the things that went wrong, it was like getting married was just the next thing to do. And I think that's sad. And I think that's just the part of it that I regret is there really wasn't any rush for us to get married. Since I dropped out of college, I was working full time. I was still living at home, so I wanted to move out. My parents didn't want me living with my boyfriend, so it was like, you know, let's get married. Let's talk about having kids. It literally was just the next thing to do. And I don't know, like I just regret that of just feeling so, I was such a planner, and I've told you guys this before. That's one thing I've learned is you can sit and plan and plan and plan, and things aren't always gonna work out the way that you think they're going to. And that's just the one thing I regret is being such a planner at such a young age and like convincing myself that it was a good idea to get married so young. I had Andrew in 1995. I had just turned 23 when he was born, which to me that didn't, I mean, I was ready to be a mom. I was a good mom. So I don't know. I can go back and forth and look at both sides of the story, but still at the end of the day, I still feel like it's really young to have gotten married. And I feel like if we would have probably waited a few more years, we probably would have just gone our separate ways. Or if we would have stayed together and got married, maybe we wouldn't have ended up divorced, because we were just at that like turning point in our lives of like growing up, transitioning from we're done with college, We're now adults. We have full-time jobs. We have this house. We have bills to pay. Like, we're grown-ups now, and we just rushed into marriage. So that's just one thing that I regret. This is another one, and it's funny because I would say of all the hate that I've read in the comments about myself and my family, not on my channel here, but on my family channel, this is the one thing that people find that they can hate on me for, and the hate doesn't bother me. And let me just tell you what it is so this all makes sense. I regret back when I had gained weight after I had Chase. It seems like after I had Chase, I think I was probably at like my highest weight ever. I lost a ton of weight. Ken lost a ton of weight. We like major dieted together. We both got, I don't think I would ever say it was skinny, but way, way, way smaller than I am now. And then I got pregnant with Carly. And even after I had Carly, I want to say super skinny, but it wasn't skinny. But I definitely weighed a lot less, super thin face, just looked completely different. I don't know what I would look like today if I still like stayed small like I did at that point in my life. I just regret that, like, you know, a lot of people will be like, oh, I never lost the baby weight. Well, I don't have that excuse because I did lose all the baby weight. At Carly's first birthday, I probably weighed 50 pounds. I'm gonna guess 50. Right around there. 50 pounds less than I do right now. Maybe even 60. That's sad. But it's like, weight to me is one of those things. You can call me fat. You can tell me I eat too much fast food. You can tell me I don't care. You can crack on my weight, my body, the way I look, whatever. For me, like, those things don't bother me as if someone says that I'm a terrible mother. If somebody was saying negative things about my personality, those things would way bother me more than if someone's trying to say, oh, you're fat, you need to lose weight. Like, I don't know, that doesn't bother me. Do you think I don't know what I look like? Do you think I don't dress myself every morning or look at myself in the mirror? Like, I don't know why. That just, image to me, you can say whatever you want. You don't like my hair, you don't like my face, you think I'm fat, like, whatever. It doesn't bother me. However, I just do have that regret that after I had lost all the weight, after I had all 4 of my kids, I don't know why or how I gained it all back. So it was a lot of work to lose it, and I know I need to do it again. I don't need people to tell me that. So it's just, like I said, something that I regret. One of my biggest mistakes was allowing myself to gain a bunch of weight back. So the last thing I want to share that I regret, and this may help some of you guys, I've always regretted this for the longest time. Probably, let me think, back in 2014 when we started daily vlogging, I should have done that back in 2010 or 2011 when my kids were much younger. And here's why. This is why I regret it. I spent so many years watching other people do YouTube, daily vlog, make videos, and I would sit there day after day after day and say, I wish I could do that. I wish I could make videos. No, I'm too shy. I don't know how to edit. I don't have the right camera. Like, I'd have all these excuses of why I didn't start my own YouTube channel. And I just think of now, it's so much easier to grow as a YouTube family if you have younger children. It's really, I don't want to say harder, but just the audience isn't quite there at the same level as it is for families with younger kids. Younger kids, let's face it, can be a lot more entertaining than older kids. While I appreciate that we get to deal with and experience a lot of things in life that the families with the younger kids don't necessarily get to experience, they will eventually. But I mean, it just creates a different type of channel. I just look back and think, wow, when I was watching Shay Targe, you know, when I was watching Shay Carl run his first marathon, and I remember telling my one friend, this is what I want to do. I want to make videos. I want to do stuff like this. And why I wasn't doing it, instead of thinking about it every single day, I just regret it so much. So I think YouTube's changed a lot over the years. For someone who maybe started YouTube in 2010 compared to starting it now when it's 2018, I think it's harder, not necessarily to do YouTube, but it's harder to become relevant or to make revenue and be recognized. How many more R words can I think of? But I wouldn't want anyone not to try it though, just because it's harder to become something on YouTube nowadays. But anyways, point being, for me, one of my biggest regrets is definitely not starting YouTube back when I was thinking about it. Instead of just telling myself all the reasons why I couldn't do it, I wish I would have just done it, stuck with it, and given it 100% way sooner than I decided to. Not for the reason of thinking that I would be like more successful than I am today, just for the reason of it would have been so much fun to do when our kids were younger. Like I don't know. I just wish I would have, we have home videos, don't get me wrong, but it's not the same as like some of the fun stuff that we could have done with our kids and some of the vacations that we've gone on, because we've always been we travel, we vacation every year. Just thinking back to different things that I wish I would have filmed and shared on YouTube, and we didn't. So anyways, those are my biggest regrets / mistakes, whatever you want to call them. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know which one you were most surprised at that I shared with you today. Probably, I don't know, if some of you guys might not have been surprised by any of them actually. So thanks guys for watching. Be sure to thumbs up my video. Be sure to check out my daily vlog channel. And my kids are home from school, so they're making a ton of noise. So it's definitely time for me to wrap up this video and figure out what's for dinner, because that's what us moms do. So thanks guys for watching. I will see you next time. Make it a great day. Bye.